Let's trim our brisket. All right, brisket for Thanksgiving. Getting it started on Tuesday. We're going to be trimming it up and seasoning it tonight, throwing it on the pit about 8, 9 o'clock tomorrow night. Trying to get it done around lunchtime on Thursday and have Thanksgiving dinner around 6. So it's going to be about a 16-pound pack of brisket. I'm going to show the whole process, trimming, seasoning, cooking, wrapping, all that jazz. So we're going to throw this in the freezer for about an hour or two while I work out, get some chores done. It's going to make trimming way easier. If it's warm, that fat likes to just smush and get real slippery, so throw it in the freezer. Tight fit. All right, let's get this out of the package. Just cross a big X so you can collect all the drippings in the bottom and have a clean exit out. So we're going to work on this meat side first. So we're going to just take any big overhangs off, any big unrenderable fat that you don't want off the end of your slice. Then we're going to get this decal out. It's basically a giant band of fat that separates the point and the flat. You should be able to push it out into a seam, cut it out. See, it's just 90% fat. And we're going to start just shaping this brisket off, taking any oxidized meat off. Trim as much of this fat off the meat as you want. There's usually a lot of silver skin, but fortunately not for this one. Take that oxidized meat off. Just keep shaping it up. You want that smoke to roll and not scorch up the meat. Remember, if you don't want to trim, you don't have to trim. I'm trimming pretty aggressive here, so I can have a lot more uses for this. So I like to take down the fat cap to 1/4 inch. There's a big hunk of fat right below where that mohawk is. So just scoop it out. It's Chud's barbecue tip. So we're going to start trimming up this fat cap to 1/4 inch. Some people like half. Some people like to leave the whole thing. But you want uniformity throughout your whole brisket. If you don't care for it, don't do it. But I just start to keep working through. Clean up any overhangs that'll just scorch up. So we're just going to take all these sharp edges off. Mostly all fat I just trimmed off. And on the end of this point down here, there's usually a really thin section of flat that's going to get scorched in the cook. So I like to make a big swoop. Just keep edging it out. You can make this as pretty as you want, or I'm just really particular about this, so I spend extra time. So just remember, just take off any overhangs, a little bit of flat meat on the end, take it off clean, and that's all she wrote for this brisket trim. Beautiful, very aerodynamic, if I do say so myself. All right, brisket's all trimmed up. Beautiful. So now we're just going to hit it with a pretty simple seasoning. It's going to be 16 mesh black pepper, Meat Church Holy Cow, and a little bit of Meat Church Holy Gospel. I like to use W sauce as a binder. All this is helping the seasoning stick. It's not really changing the flavor profile. Heavy 16 mesh black pepper as a base layer. Then it's a heavy layer of Holy Cow and a little bit of Holy Gospel. Hit the meat side first if you're going to do the fat cap up as presentation. Remember, presentation's always seasoned last. We got our seasoned brisket right here. Pretty heavy on the pepper. If you over salt it, you ruin it. If you over pepper it, it's not a big deal. But pepper makes that bark. This is gonna go in the fridge overnight. We're gonna start the cook about 9 o'clock tomorrow. We'll see you. Part 2 will be the cook and the slice.